Good morning, happy Sunday, or whenever and wherever this video may find you. Pray that you're doing well. And here is a quick moment of insight. I'm reading from Mark, the 5th chapter, reading from the 1st and the 20th verse. They went across the lake, they meaning Jesus and his disciples, to the region of the Gerasenes. I know I'm probably mispronouncing that. When Jesus got out of the boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. This man lived in the tombs, and no one could bind him anymore, not even with a chain, for he had often been chained hand and foot, but he tore the chains apart and broke the irons on his feet. No one was strong enough to subdue him. Night and day among the tombs and in the hills he would cry out and cut himself with stones. I first want to focus on the verse where it says, when Jesus got out of a boat, a man with an impure spirit came from the tombs to meet him. Often when we read this passage, it seems like this man was just wilding out and just happened to roll into the way where Jesus was walking. But this says that a man with an impure spirit, he came to meet him. He being the man, being tormented, came to meet Jesus. The 6th verse says, when he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and fell on his knees in front of him. So the man from the tombs, he came when he saw Jesus from afar. He ran up to meet him and fell on his knees. Now, when he opened his mouth, he shouted at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? In God's name, don't torture me." For Jesus has said to him, Come out of this man, you impure spirit. 9th verse, then Jesus said unto him, what is your name? And the man replied, the spirits replied, my name is Legion. He replied, for we are many. And he begged Jesus again and again not to send them out of the area. Not the man, but the spirits. He said, don't drive us out of this area. This is our quarter. This is our territory. Don't send us out. My God, there's more to unpack there, but we'll do that another day. A large herd of pigs was feeding on the nearby hillside. The demons begged Jesus, send us among the pigs. Allow us to go into them. And Jesus gave them permission. And the impure spirits came out and went into the pigs. The herd, which numbered about 2,000 in number, rushed down the steep bank into the lake and were drowned. And those tending the pigs ran off and reported this in the town and countryside. And the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they saw the man who had been possessed by the legion of demons sitting there, dressed and in his right mind. And they, the people, because they were so accustomed of seeing this man wilding out in the wilderness, suddenly clothed, suddenly in his right mind. My God from Zion. He was sitting there dressed in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people what had happened to the demon-possessed man, and told about the pigs as well. Then the people began to plead with Jesus to leave their region. And as Jesus was getting into the boat, the man who had been demon-possessed begged to go with him. Jesus did not let him, but said, "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So the man went away and began to tell in the Decapolis how much Jesus had done for him, and all the people were amazed. The thing I want to point out and to stress in this passage again, we sometimes read this and we take it as this was a happenstance meeting. In one sense it was, because Jesus was traveling. He went across the boat. He went across to the other side. My God from Zion. Yes. He and his disciples. I want to make sure that that was the case. He and his disciples went across and the sea, and they met this young man. So that part was happenstance, but it was not happenstance that the young man just fell in the road, but he saw Jesus on the way. And though he was being tormented, though he was being terrorized within, he was at a state where he was like, even if I have to crawl, roll, whatever it takes, I'm going to be delivered. And when he tried to open his mouth to speak for himself, the demonic spirits kept what he wanted to say from coming out of his mouth. But his actions, his heart spoke louder than the words that came out of his mouth. He wanted to be delivered. People that saw him in the neighborhood probably chalked him off as that old crazy guy. But Jesus, my God, recognized his heart. And he commanded Legion to leave that boy's spirit and his mind. And you have to get to a point where you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. There are some people that are known as narcissists or malignant narcissists, where they won't accept help, or if they get help from like a doctor or a psychologist, they may play along, but to be truly delivered, you have to want to be delivered. You have to want to be set free. You have to want to be made over. And so if you are at that stage, wherever in your walk is in life, you have to want it. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be delivered? And when you're delivered, there might be people that will remember the old you and will be afraid when they see the new you. But you shine the light of love and deliverance so that others who may have been where you are can find hope.